I really enjoyed the film very much because it's a stylized version of Sherlock Holmes that you feel Conan Doyle wrote it a little bit for that, because it's such an imaginative writing, don't you agree?
Absolutely, yes.
That was definitely, we took inspiration from Conan Doyle, and that was, you know, we went back to him throughout the shoot. If we were ever wondering, how do we make this scene more interesting? Well, what would he do? And there was our answer.
Do you feel like the technology is finally helping the vision of authors of the time, putting everything to life?
Well, I thought that when I watched Gladiator, when there was a helicopter shot over Rome, you know, there was this incredible shot of, but you know, I'd never seen before, and I thought that was when it became clear that there are certain things CGI can do that you never could do before. You could, and all those great kind of Roman stories where they would build the forum, you never could get that kind of scale. So we have shots in this movie where you see all of London, where you see Piccadilly Circus, when you see the bridge. I mean, that, you know, you've never seen that before, and I think that that's where we could increase the scope and the scale and make it feel so exciting. But on top of that, we have a really great, you know, interpersonal story of great characters and great relationships, and I think, you know, a really good yarn. So they all work together.
Yeah, it's always important to find the right balance between what's real and what's created by CGI. How do you work on that ratio on day-to-day basis? No, we need a bit more real walls and less technology, or the other way around?
Well, what we found is sometimes you have to specifically plan it, because you have a sequence like the Tower Bridge sequence where clearly Tower Bridge is finished, so that's not going to be real. And that we knew was going to be extensive CGI. And then sometimes once you're into the post process, you'll discover new ideas, and you'll go back and you'll create little details. You know, this one, for example, Baker Street, that was, you know, a backlot street, and there was a lot of that street built, and it was the right time period, and then we kind of added extensions on. But it's sort of a combination, you know, the things that are heavily planned ahead of time and things that you discover as you go.
Joel, did you want to add something?
Yeah, you sometimes do extend scenes, and we were very concerned that there was enough feeling of London, because those had to be made. I mean, you couldn't just jump back to wide shots. There was no such thing, you know. I mean, you know, what we refer to as the high, wide, and stupid shot, which you just need to set up where you are. They didn't happen. So we were very conscious of, you know, they had to be written into the script and explained, and we had to find them along the way. And mostly we did a lot more than we needed. I mean, we set up a lot of shots, and we didn't use all of them because we realized, you know, what we needed, because those are very costly shots, you know. But you know, but we took our lead from, you know, where the movie needs to jump back and see, and I think that they're very effective. You could hear sometimes last night we had the premiere last night. There are gasps in the audience when they saw huge shots of London, which they, you know, never really seen before. It was pretty exciting to hear that.
I know, and it's quite fascinating to see it how we imagined it. I think that's the best thing about films like that. Another great thing is that it's no longer possible to make those big blockbuster movies without actors of weight and talent that really bring the story forward. Do you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, if you don't care about it, then it's just spectacle, and it kind of numbs you after a while. But it was really important to us to get the right Holmes, and there's no right Holmes without the right Watson. And so the pairing of Robert and Jude was a really fortunate thing for us. They have an incredible chemistry, the kind of thing that you can't really fake. And you know, we had Robert on as Sherlock. He was sort of the studio's first choice, and we were talking for a while about who should be Watson, because again, if you don't nail that right, you're dead in the water. And talked about a lot of names, but Jude was really the only guy we met with on it, and he and Robert immediately hit it off. And Robert said after they met it was only an hour, and he said he felt like he'd known him forever. They just started talking work right away, as though it was happening, and you can see that on the screen.
Do you usually need to see that together, or you do know, knowing those actors, that they would work well together?
You never know. You can only, you always hope that you get that chemistry. I mean, in my life, I've had a few times, I mean, you know, we kept talking about the notion of the Butch and Sundance relationship. I mean, you know, when I did Lethal Weapon, we had that first meeting with Mel and Danny. We knew there was something special, and I think that Jude and Robert had that right away, and you sense that on the screen, that they can bicker with each other, they can kind of ride each other, but there's real love, and there's real support, and there's real kind of, you know, connection between them, and I think that's what audiences like to see.